So I welcome you all in this fluid mechanics lecture. So in the previous lecture, we have discussed, we have studied about the mechanical pressure gauges like Bourdon to pressure gauge and differential manometer. We have solved the problems on the differential manometers. So in today's lecture, we are going to start with the new subtopic, that is hydrostatic forces on the surface. Okay. So measurement of pressure, that subtopic is over. Now we are moving here toward the name point, that is hydrostatic forces on the surface. So that surface can be inclined surface, or that surface can be plane surface, or that surface can be curved surface. It is not good. Yes, now it is.
समझ में आया हमको क्या करना है? एम समझ में आना पहले हमको क्या करना है। लेक्चर देते हैं हम, लेक्चर देते कर दो ना।
Okay. That is not working. अच्छा, ठीक है। So hydrostatic, we have learned the definition of hydrostatics. So in hydrostatic, fluids are in rest conditions, right? There is no motion of the fluid particles. Abhijit, you have raised your hand. Do you have any query? Okay. So here, hydrostatic, this deals with the fluid that may be liquid or gases at rest condition. So this means there will be no relative motion between adjacent or neighboring fluid particles or fluid layers. The velocity gradient will be zero because there is no motion. We have seen the equation for the Newton's law of viscosity, that tau is equal to mu into du by dy, right? If there is no velocity between the fluid particles, then this shear stress, this value will be zero. Okay. Shear stress, which is equal to mu into du by dy, this will be zero. And then the forces acting on the fluid particles. Now, what will be the forces? What are the forces that will be acting on the fluid at rest condition? So here, viscosity will not be there because there is no motion. Viscosity come into existence when there is a motion. Okay, motion takes place. So here, the two forces which are responsible, which will be acting on the fluid particles, will be the pressure intensity, or we can say pressure force, and second force will be the gravity force, the self weight of the fluid particles. So these are the two forces that will be acting when the fluid is in at rest condition. So now here, we before going ahead, we should understand what is the meaning of the total pressure and center of pressure. So here, this total pressure, it may be acting Now, out of these two forces, we are focusing on this forces due to the pressure, right? And in that also, here, that total pressure force acting on the plane surface as well as curved surface, that conditions we are going to see. Okay, that plane surface, it may be horizontal. This plane surface, it may be inclined, and this plane surface, it may be vertical. So these are the conditions, different conditions for which we have to find out what are the what is the total pressure and center of pressure. What are that conditions? Total pressure acting on the vertical surface, total pressure force acting on the inclined surface, inclined plane surface, total pressure force acting on the horizontal plane surface, and total pressure force acting on the curved surface. Okay, so these are the conditions that we are going to discuss here. We are going to derive the formula for total pressure and center of pressure for these different conditions. So what is the meaning of total pressure? If you look here, the definition of this, actually this total pressure word, it is a misnomer. Okay, misnomer आपण जे म्हणतो, कारण here actually we are discussing about the force, total force, but the word has been used here, the total pressure. You can see in the definition, total pressure is defined as the force. See here, it is the force exerted by the static fluid on the surface, either plane or curved. Suppose if you take the bucket of water here, and that bucket of water, when it is filled with the water, at that time, this water is going to exert the pressure force on this all surrounding the walls of the bucket, right? So this force, which is acting here all over the surface of the entire surface of the container or the surface which come in contact with the liquid, that force is called as the total pressure. Okay, the force exerted by the static fluid on the surface, either plane or curved. So this surface, it can be curved also. Okay, when the fluid come in contact with the surface, now here, as much there is a contact of the fluid, that much on that entire surface, this fluid pressure is going to act, and this fluid pressure is called as the total pressure. Generally, it is denoted by letter capital P. Okay, so this total pressure जो आहे हा capital P ने denote केला जातो. Pressure intensity, it will be denoted by small p, and that pressure force or the total pressure, which is actually, it is a force. This total pressure force, it is denoted by letter capital P. Okay, some author, they use the letter capital F. Okay, some author, they use the letter capital P. Okay, now here in our case here, while learning, we are going to use this capital P for the total pressure and small p to denote the pressure intensity. So while writing the equation, capital P is equal to gamma AH, like that equation will be there. So at that time, don't get confused with this word capital P. So this capital P is nothing but it is the pressure force. Okay, so this thing we have to keep in mind. Then next definition comes about the what is center of pressure. Okay, total pressure आपल्याला समजला, it is nothing but it is the fluid pressure acting on the surface. It may be plane or curve which is coming in contact with the that fluid. So that is nothing but it is total pressure. What is center of pressure? So in fluid mechanics, that applied mechanics, we have learned about the different characteristics of the forces. Forces वेगळ्या तुम्ही characteristics शिकलात. त्याच्यामध्ये magnitude was one characteristics, then direction, direction of the force, magnitude of the force, then center, or the you can say point of application of force. So define in and force, to define a force, एक कुठलाही force जर आपल्याला define करायचा असेल, then we will require this magnitude. Okay, किती न्यूटनचा force त्या ठिकाणी act होतो, for example 90 Newton. So this value, it denotes the magnitude of the force. Then to define this force, we will require the direction of force, at which direction this force is acting, whether it is acting in horizontal direction toward the right, or whether it is acting in downward direction, or it is acting in upward direction, right? So for the second entity or the characteristics of the force is the direction. So direction is required to define the force. Again, point of application of the force. So that is also another characteristics of the force, means at which point that force is acting. For example, this is the object. Suppose I say the 90 Newton force is acting in downward direction, means I am defining these two characteristics, direction as well as magnitude I am defining. but I have not told you at which location or at which point that force is acting, right? So to define that force, I will require, I also need to define the point of application of the force, right? So this is also important characteristics of the force. So here, this center of pressure is nothing but it is the point of application of the force. So it is also important here. So point of application of which force? It is the point of application of the total pressure force. Okay. So center of pressure is defined as the point of application of the total force, total pressure on the surface. For example, this is the container, or it is the container of any arbitrary shape. Or you can say, you can take an example of the dam. Okay, gravity dam. So suppose this is the reservoir here. Okay, filled with the water, right? And this is the pressure intensity acting on this particular wall or the surface of the dam, right? So here we find the total pressure acting on this particular dam body, but at which point it is acting? So that point is nothing but it is the center of pressure, and that point, the resultant force, capital R, we can say this is the resultant of all these forces acting on the dam body. And the point at which this force is acting, total pressure is acting, that point is called as the center of pressure. Okay. So here we can define the center of pressure as the point of application of the total pressure on the surface, on this particular surface. So this is called as the center of pressure. Now, there are four cases of submerged surface on which the total pressure force and center of pressure force is to be determined. So, in our syllabus, also we are going to deal with that four cases. What are that four cases we are going to see here? So, just now I have discussed, I have talked about these four cases. Horizontal plane surface. So the surface, either it can be a plane surface or it can be a curved surface. These are the two types of the surfaces. But the plane surface, it can be a vertical plane surface, it can be a horizontal plane surface, it can be inclined plane surface, depending upon the direction. Suppose this is the horizontal, this surface is the vertical surface, and this is the inclined surface. Okay. So these three surfaces plus this is the curved surface, another this is the fourth case for which we are going to determine what is the total pressure and what is the center of pressure acting on that particular plane. Okay. Now first we are going to see here the first case, the vertical plane surface submerged in the liquid. This not good. I will open the PDF. It will be visible. Yes, we are here. Here you see this procedure. Is it visible to all screen? PPD?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So before moving ahead, please note down this title in your notebook. Write down the title: Hydrostatic forces on the surface. Then write down the definition for total pressure, definition for center of pressure, and these four cases: vertical plane surface, horizontal. Do it fast. Is it over? Total pressure is defined as the force exerted by a static fluid on surface, either plane or curved, when the fluid comes in contact with the surface. And one more thing I forgot here to tell you that this total pressure force, it always acts normal to the surface which is in contact. For example, suppose I take the example of here of this bucket or the container. Now, total pressure force acting on this horizontal surface, it always acts in normal direction or perpendicular direction to the surface. Means if the surface is horizontal, then this total pressure force, it will act in vertical direction, vertical downward direction in this case. Now, if I want to find out what is the total pressure force acting on this vertical surface, vertical plane surface, then what will be the direction of total pressure force? Normal to this vertical surface means it will be horizontal. Means the total pressure force acting on this particular wall, it will be horizontal. Similarly, on this particular surface, it will be again horizontal. Now, suppose if the plane surface is inclined like this, then in that case, the total pressure force acting on that inclined plane surface will be like this. Means the angle, always this total pressure force, it always acts in the normal direction or perpendicular direction to the surface. Means it is making an angle 90° with the surface on which it is acting. So this thing we should keep in mind. I think this is over. Now write down the title, vertical plane surface submerged in the liquid. So now while we are going to derive this derivation, have full attention here because it is somewhat difficult to understand in a first mode itself, okay, in one run. So you can draw this diagram for vertical plane surface submerged in the liquid. Vertical plane surface. You are observing this is one object or the surface which is of arbitrary shape. Arbitrary shape means of any shape you can take. The shape of the object is not fixed one. So while deriving the derivation here, we have considered the plane surface of arbitrary shape. Okay, the shape is not fixed. You can take any kind of shape which is immersed in liquid. Okay. Now here the surface we can consider like this. Suppose this is the water level seen on the screen here. This is the water surface, and this is a vertical plane surface submerged in the liquid. Okay, this diary which I am showing you. So this is the diagram. वरून पाहिल्यानंतर आपल्याला काय दिसेल? You will observe just a line. Okay, and when you see it from the front side, you will observe a vertical plane, right? So this is the condition here. Now here let's total area of this entire surface be denoted by letter capital A. Then capital Z is the center of gravity of the plane surface. हा जो entire surface आहे त्याचा center of gravity, it is denoted by letter capital Z. Okay, the CZ, you can say CZ of this object is denoted by letter capital Z. Then what is capital P? Capital P is nothing but it is the center of pressure. Okay, what is center of pressure? Just now we have discussed about the definition of center of pressure. The center of pressure is nothing but it is the point at which the total pressure is supposed to act. Okay, total pressure force is acting at this particular point. So this point is called as the capital P or center of pressure. Then what is H bar and what is H star? H bar is nothing but, you can see in the diagram, H bar is nothing but it is the position of or the distance of center of gravity from the free liquid surface. This is the free liquid surface. Okay, So this distance of the CZ from the free liquid surface is called as is denoted by letter H bar. Then what is H star? H star is nothing but it is the distance, vertical distance of center of pressure from the free liquid surface. Okay, so this is denoted by letter H star. Okay, then what is H? H is nothing but now here to derive this equation to find out what is the total pressure force acting on the vertical plane surface. हे आपल्याला काढण्यासाठी now here what we are doing, we are dividing the entire surface of the plane this plane surface into a small strip. Horizontal strip मध्ये आपण काय करतो याला असं डिवाइड करतो. We are dividing this entire surface in small strip like this. And after dividing this entire surface into small strip, what we do, we consider a small single strip. We are considering here only one strip for the derivation purpose. And this strip, it may be at this position, it may be at this position. That is also not fixed. Okay, you can take at any position. And the position of this strip, just there. Rohan, do you want to ask anything? Have attention here. So it will take some time to derive this equation. So to repetition of this equation, it will also take a lot of time. So व्यवस्थित पहिल्या अटेम्प्ट मध्ये जेवढं अंडरस्टँड करून घेता येते तेवढं अंडरस्टँड करून घ्या व्यवस्थित. ठीक आहे. Now here what we have chosen this strip, horizontal strip here, and it's the selection of the strip is also arbitrary. We can take any strip, and you have to what we have to do, we have to find out, we have to denote the position of this strip by H. Okay, the depth of this strip from the free liquid surface is denoted by letter H. The width of this strip is denoted by letter DH. What is DH? DH is nothing but it is the width, we can say it is the width of this strip, right? Then this B is nothing but it is the length of the entire strip. Strip ji length hai, it is denoted by letter B. So what will be the area of this strip? Area, it can be denoted by letters DA. Okay, capital A we have denoted by the entire area. Now here the area of this strip, it can be represented like this. DA is equal to, now here we have taken a small strip, so the here this curvature it can be neglected because the strip is very small, right? And here if you consider this as a straight one, so we can consider this is a rectangle, and the area of the rectangle is nothing but it is the length into height or length into width. Now here B is the length, so B into that DH will be the area of this small strip. Okay, so this much is the initial part that we have defined first before deriving this equation. Now first of all, here we are going to derive the equation for the total pressure as well as for the center of pressure. Total pressure means we are going to derive the equation for P is equal to like that, and center of pressure means we are going to derive the equation for H star. What is H star? H star is nothing but it is the distance of total pressure, the point at which the total pressure force is acting. Okay, that distance of P from the free liquid surface. So these two equations here we are going to derive. First, here we are deriving the equation for the total pressure, right? So to derive this equation for the total pressure, what we have done, we have divided the entire surface of the vertical plane surface into the small strips, number of small strips. Okay, parallel strips. And here, now what we do here, after dividing this entire surface into the small strip, we find what is the pressure, total pressure force acting on this entire this small strip. See, understand the logic behind this derivation. If you understand the procedure or the logic, how we derive this equation, then it is very easy for you to remember the derivation here. Okay, what we are doing here, we have divided the entire surface into the small strip, and after that we here find what is the total pressure force acting on this small strip. एक सिंगल स्ट्रिप वरती हा टोटल प्रेशर फोर्स जो आहे, टोटल प्रेशर कॅपिटल P, हा त्या ठिकाणी किती ऍक्ट होतो? हियर इट विल बी डिनोटेड बाय dP. D small d capital P because we are considering the small strip. याच्यावरती ऍक्ट होणारा टोटल प्रेशर जो आहे, first we find out that total pressure acting on this small strip, and then what we do to find out what is the total pressure acting on the entire surface, we do the integration of this equation. Okay, एका स्ट्रीप वरती, छोट्या स्ट्रीप वरती जर dp हा टोटल प्रेशर ऍक्ट होत असेल, and if I want to find out what is the total pressure acting on the entire surface, then I take the help of the integration. I do the integration of this equation and I find what is the total pressure acting on that entire surface, entire vertical plane surface. So this is the logic behind this. Now let us find out what is the total pressure force acting on the vertical plane surface. Okay. See here, the total pressure force on the surface may be determined by dividing the entire surface into number of small parallel strips. The force on small strip is then calculated and total pressure force on a whole area is calculated by integrating the force on a small strip. अगोदर आपण सगळ्यात छोटा स्मॉल स्ट्रिप वरती ऍक्ट होणारा टोटल प्रेशर फोर्स फाइंड आउट करायचा, and then to find out the total pressure force acting on the entire surface, what we have to do, we do the integration of this equation. Okay, the same thing here we are doing. Now let us consider the small strip. Now first of all, let us find out what is the pressure intensity acting on that particular small strip. Now we have studied, we know that the pressure intensity capital that small p, pressure intensity small p, I will clear it. Is it visible to you? Pressure intensity small p, pressure intensity is given by equation. It is pressure force acting per unit area. This was the equation that we have seen, or it can be represented by letter capital P, because capital P here we are using for the pressure force, right? This is pressure force and this is pressure intensity, right? So what I can write here, pressure force capital P, it can be written as pressure intensity multiplied by area on which that pressure force is acting, right? So pressure force capital P is equal to pressure intensity multiplied by area. Now we have discussed here what is the area of the strip. It is denoted by letter dA. And what is the pressure intensity? So pressure intensity, we have learned how to find out the pressure intensity small p by using hydrostatic law. What is the hydrostatic law? P is equal to gamma h, right? So this is the hydrostatic law, or P is equal to rho gh. We have derived this equation in the very first or second lecture about this hydrostatic law. So now instead of using this P, what I can put here, that is nothing but it is gamma into h. What is the h? We have defined this h also, that small h is nothing but it is the distance of that strip, small strip, from the liquid surface. Liquid surface पासून ती strip किती खाली आहे, that is nothing but small h. So instead of writing this P, I can write here gamma h, right? Then it comes the area of strip. Okay, this is the area of strip. Just we have seen area of strip is nothing but it is the distance, that length of the strip which was denoted by letter small b, or here, yes, small b, and the depth it was denoted by letter dh, right? So or here we can write dA is equal to b into dh. So here I will write here the area of the strip as a small d into a. This is the area of the strip. So here I can write this equation for the total pressure force acting on the small strip. dP is equal to gamma h into d into a, right? So this is the total pressure acting on the small strip, single strip. Now if I want to find out what is the total pressure force acting on the entire surface, vertical plane surface, what I will do, I will do the integration of this equation. This is the equation number 1. हे equation से मैं त्या ठिकाणी काय करेन, integration करेन. So what is the integration of dP? Integration of dP, integration of d capital P is nothing but it is the total pressure force we are finding here. So एका स्ट्रिप वरती ऍक्ट होणारा जो टोटल प्रेशर जो फोर्स आहे, that is dP. अशा सगळ्याच छोट्या स्ट्रिप वरती ऍक्ट होणारा टोटल प्रेशर फोर्स, हे सगळ्यांचं जर आपण समेशन केलं तर आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी काय भेटेल, you will get the total pressure force acting on the entire surface, which is denoted by letter capital P. So here, integration of dp, it can be represented by capital P. Okay. Then here on the RHS side, integration of gamma h dA. So this is the part, it remains here. You can see here this equation written. This gamma is nothing but it is the weight density of the liquid, right? Gamma is nothing but it is the weight density of liquid, and it doesn't vary. So as it is a constant, it can be taken outside the integration sign. So I will take this gamma here outside the integration sign, and here I will get the equation dp or capital P is equal to gamma into integration of h into dA. Okay. Now, if you look at this term h into dA, what is that h into dA? HdA. This HdA is nothing but it is the distance. See here, this was the strip, this was the arbitrary shape of the vertical plane surface, and this is the free liquid surface that we have drawn. Right. This is the distance small h. This is the area A or dA. dA is the area of the strip. Now, whenever I multiply the area by the distance or the CZ of this particular strip from this axis, this is the horizontal axis we can say. Okay, this is the axis OO or 0, 0. This axis is nothing but it is the free liquid surface, right? And when I multiply this area by the perpendicular distance between this axis and this plane surface, this is nothing but it is called as the moment of area, right? In applied mechanics, you have learned this in the unit number 3 or 4, moment of inertia, that MI, CZ and MI unit, center of gravity and moment of inertia, right? So what is the moment of area? Moment of area is nothing but it is the product of the area and the distance, that perpendicular distance between the axis and the area, right? What is that perpendicular, that axis? This is the axis about which we find what is the moment of area or moment of inertia of this object about this axis, right? So here HdA is nothing but it is the moment of area of the strip about the free surface, and integration of HdA is nothing but it is the sum of the moment of area of the strip, which is equal to A h bar. So here, just if you consider this part, this is the moment of area of that particular strip. Okay, when we are talking about the sum integration of HdA, so that indicates what, that denotes the moment of area, sum of the moment of area of the all strips. Okay, जेवढ्या काही त्या ठिकाणी स्ट्रिप्स आहेत त्या सगळ्या स्ट्रिपचा जो मोमेंट ऑफ एरिया आहे त्याची समेशन इज डिनोटेड बाय लेटर दिस गॅमा, दिस integration sign, integration h into dA, integral h dA. So here this moment of area of the entire surface, now it can be also represented by this word, these letters, because suppose this is the Z, center of gravity, right? And this is the axis or the free liquid surface OO, and we are finding what is the moment of area of this entire surface about this axis. Then what we can write, it is the product of the area of the entire surface. What is the area of entire surface? It is the capital A. Area of the entire surface multiplied by the distance between the center of gravity of this object and the axis, the perpendicular distance between these two. And you might remember, you might remember that on the previous slide, in that diagram, the distance between the CZ and this axis is denoted by letter h bar, right? So here the moment of area of the entire surface, entire this vertical plane surface, it can be represented by letter capital A into h bar. Okay, so now instead of writing this integration, integral h dA, what I can write? I can write this thing. So gamma will be as it is there. So now instead of integral dP, I can write here capital P. Gamma will be as it is, and instead of writing this integral h dA, what I can write? I can write here A into h bar. So this h bar I have taken here. So this is the equation which gives us the value of total pressure acting on the vertical plane surface. Vertical plane surface जो आहे त्याच्यावरती ऍक्ट होणारा टोटल प्रेशर फोर्स जो आहे कॅपिटल पी तो जर फाइंड आउट करायचा असेल देन वी फाइंड इट बाय यूजिंग दिस इक्वेशन. व्हॉट इज दॅट इक्वेशन? कॅपिटल पी इज इक्वल टू gamma a h bar. So what is gamma here? Gamma is nothing but it is the weight density of the liquid in which that surface is submerged. Okay, then capital A is nothing but it is the surface area of that vertical plane surface. Okay, and what is h bar? H bar is nothing but it is the CZ of this plane surface. एवढा सरफेस पाण्यामध्ये सबमर्ज झालेला आहे त्या सरफेसचा CZ center of gravity is center of gravity जो आहे the position of center of gravity is nothing but it is h bar. From the free liquid surface, how much depth, at which depth that CZ is acting, that is called as h bar. Okay, so this is the equation we have derived here. P is equal to gamma a h bar. Okay, so this is the first part or the derivation for the total pressure. Next thing, next point is about finding the derivation or deriving the equation for the center of pressure, that is h star. Now before moving ahead, let me know from your side, is there any query, is there any doubt from this particular derivation? It was a simple small derivation part, even though there might be having, if you do have any doubt, any query, then you can unmute, you can ask, or you can put your comment in the chat box. Yes, is anyone having any doubt? Yes. Okay, should I repeat it once again? Anyone? Or not necessary? ऐकते का नाही कोण?
Not necessary.
Mayur, your voice is not audible. Please speak loudly.
No doubt, sir.
No doubt. Okay, should I proceed ahead? Move ahead.
Yes, sir.
Next is the center of pressure. Center of pressure, the position of center of pressure, it is denoted by letter H star. So this H star is nothing but it is the distance of the center of pressure, the point at which the total pressure force is acting from the free liquid surface, right? So that is nothing but CP, this H star. Now here, to derive this equation for this, to derive the equation for the center of pressure, we need to take the help of two laws. One law is called as the principle of moments, and the second one is the what was that? Yeah, parallel axis theorem. These two laws or theorems we have to use here to derive this center of pressure. So let us start. Center of pressure is calculated by using the principle of moment, which states that, what principle of moment states? It states that the moment of resultant force about an axis is equal to the sum of moment of components about the same axis. So you have already learned this in applied mechanics about this principle of moment as well as the parallel axis theorem. Okay. So even that also, then also I will somewhat shortly, I will briefly introduce about this principle, so that those students who have forgot that they will get benefited, or they will get refreshed. Okay. Suppose this is one beam is there, cantilever beam. Okay. For example, this is a one cantilever beam, and there are different forces acting on this particular beam. Right. Let us consider these forces as P1, P2, and P3. These are the forces acting on this cantilever beam. Now, let me know from your side what will be the moment of this force, and this force about this axis or about this point OO. What will the moment of force? Let's the distance between this will be x1, here x2, and this is the x3. Okay, this is the x3, this is the x2, and this is x1. Will tell me the moment of here moment of force
P1 x1.
P1 x1, right? So we can denote it by m1. Then m2 will be equal to
P2 x2.
P2 x2, and m3 will be equal to P3
P3 x3.
x3, right? Now tell me, if I want to find out here the resultant force, now tell me the equation for resultant force. F is equal to 5. See, all these three forces are vertical, acting in downward direction. You can do the just addition of this P1 plus P2 plus P3, right? So this is the resultant force, or it can be denoted by letter capital R. So here I can denote this force capital R, which is nothing but it is the resultant force. Now, what is the moment of this resultant force? The moment of resultant force will be the R, that is the magnitude, multiplied by the distance. So let us say it is a x. Okay. So here I can write, now here this moment of resultant force I will denote it by capital M. So capital M will be is equal to magnitude of the force multiplied by the distance, perpendicular distance between these 2 points. So it is nothing but R into X. Okay. So what this principle says? This principle says that this capital M, the moment of this resultant force, is equal to the summation of the moment of the components of the forces. Okay, that is nothing but capital M is equal to M1 plus M2 plus M3, or in other words, we can write R into X is equal to P1 x1 plus P2 x2 plus P3 x3. Have you used this? Do you remember this principle of moment? I think you have used this thing to find out the position of a particular force, or the position of the resultant force at which this force is acting on that entire object in that system. Do you remember that? Suppose this is the beam. या बीमवरती आपण ऍक्ट होणारे जे वेगवेगळे फोर्सेस आहेत, ह्या पर्टिक्युलर फोर्स आपण मॅग्नेट्यूड आपल्याला दिलेले आहेत, 3 फोर्स आहेत. रिझल्टंट आपण या ठिकाणी फाइंड आउट केला, इट इज ऍक्टिंग हियर. बट at which point it is acting from this particular point? Okay, at which distance? To find out this distance, you might have used this principle of moment. Okay, resultant तो तुम्हाला भेटतोच. Okay, resultant ची magnitude तुम्हाला भेटून जाईल. You will get the angle also, the direction of the force theta, right? Theta is equal to tan inverse sigma y, summation y by summation x. By using this equation, you will get the angle theta or phi. Okay, this angle. But to find out the position of center of pressure, to find out this position of the resultant force, you take the help of this principle, right? Have you remember this? The same principle here we use to derive the equation for center of pressure. Okay, how it we use? Let us understand it. The resultant force P is acting at the point C at distance h star from free surface, right? Free surface पासून किती अंतरावरती ऍक्ट करतोय हा h star. So we are interested in finding the equation for this h star. We are finding the position, or yes, we are finding the location or the position of this total pressure where it is acting from the free liquid surface. Here reference line is the free liquid surface. ह्या free liquid surface पासून किती डेप्थ वरती तो total pressure force act होतो. So that is denoted by letter h star. So here we are deriving the equation for this h star, right? So resultant force P is acting at the point C at distance h star from free surface of the liquid as shown in figure. आपण त्या diagram मध्ये आपण बघितलं. Hence the moment of force P about free surface, आता हा जो फ्री सरफेस आहे याच्या भोवती मोमेंट ऑफ फोर्स मीन्स फोर्स, दिस इज आवर वर्टिकल सरफेस, याच्यावरती ऍक्ट होणारा टोटल प्रेशर फोर्स विच इज डिनोटेड बाय लेटर कॅपिटल P. दिस डिस्टन्स is nothing but it is H star, right? Now here we are talking about the moment of force about free surface. Which free surface? This surface. Let us denoted by letter OO. Okay, free surface. Now what will be the moment of this capital P about this free surface? It will be magnitude of this total pressure force, that is P multiplied by the distance, perpendicular distance between these two. So that is H star. So capital M is nothing but here it is the moment of the resultant about the free liquid surface, which is equal to capital P multiplied by H star. So this is the moment of resultant. This is the moment of the total pressure, right? This is the equation number 3. Now here what we do, this must be equal to the sum of the moment, that is M1 plus M2 plus M3. जे आपण त्या ठिकाणी छोटे छोटे आपण स्ट्रीप घेणार आहोत, त्या प्रत्येक स्ट्रीपवरती ऍक्ट होणारा जो प्रेशर फोर्स आहे P1 P2 P3 आणि त्याचं जे अंतर आहे प्रत्येक फोर्सचं, त्यांनी आपण मल्टिप्लाय केल्यानंतर आपल्याला हे भेटणार आहे M1 M2 M3. हे सगळ्यांचं आपण जर ऍडिशन केलं तर काय भेटायला पाहिजे आपल्याला, दिस कॅपिटल M. So that is the logic here in deriving this equation. The moment of force dP acting on the strip about the free surface of the liquid. Now in that particular that arbitrary shape, we have taken one small strip. Okay, what was the area of this small strip? It was the dA was the area of this small strip. And what was the position of the strip from the free liquid surface? It was the H, right? Then now tell me, what is the moment of this particular force here? The total pressure acting on this strip, it was denoted by letter dP, right? So what is the moment of force of this force about this particular axis OO or the free liquid surface? So that is denoted by letter dP into H. So it will be dP into small h. So here you can see dm. So dm is nothing but it is the moment of that force, moment of the total force acting on that strip is equal to dP into small h, right? So now here I am interested in what is the total this moment in the entire surface, right? So what I will do, I have to do the integration of this. Okay, so before that what I am doing here, instead of writing dP, this dP is nothing but it is the total pressure acting on that small stream. What I am going to write here, this P just we have derived on the previous slide, that total pressure is given by equation P is equal to gamma A H bar, right? So that equation we have derived. Now here, as this strip is small, I can write here 1 minute. Yes, this dP gamma A H bar. So this P it can be written as gamma A H bar gamma dA. Now instead of writing capital A, I should write here dA because this is the small strip, right? And we are talking about the small dP here. So dP is equal to gamma H dA. So instead of in this equation, instead of writing dP, what I can write gamma A gamma H dA, and already there is one H. So this H and this H it will become square. So here for dm, this dm, what I can write here, dm will be equal to gamma, this gamma will be as it is H square into dA. Okay, so this is nothing but it is the moment of that small dP about the free liquid surface, right? हा झाला एका सिंगल याचा. Now what the principle of moment says, it says that the moment of resultant or the moment of total force, this total pressure, it must be equal to the sum of the moment of the component, right? Now here हा फक्त आपण एक M1 आपण या ठिकाणी कॅल्क्युलेट केलेला आहे. तसंच आपण या ठिकाणी M2 M3 हे सगळे आपल्याला कॅल्क्युलेट करावं लागतील. या सगळ्यांची ऍडिशन करून केल्यानंतर आपल्याला काय भेटेल, you will get the moment that must be equal to the moment of that total pressure force here. Now the sum of moment of all such pressure forces on the strip about the free surface is obtained by what we have to do here. We have to do the integration of this equation, equation number 4. dm integration of dm is equal to integration of this gamma h square dA. Now integration of this dm is nothing but it is the capital M, right? Whole moment that can happen that way. So integration of dm will be M, it must be equal to, now this gamma is constant, it will be come out of this integral sign, integral of h square into dA. This will be there. Now here if you look at this sign h square dA, what is this h square dA? This h square dA is nothing but it is the second moment of area, or we can say it is the moment of inertia of this small strip. एक छोटी जी स्ट्रिप आहे, ह्या छोट्या स्ट्रिपचा मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया आहे अबाउट दिस फ्री लिक्विड सरफेस. हा जो फ्री लिक्विड सरफेस आहे ह्याच्या भोवती या हा जो एरिया आहे त्याचा मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया आपल्याला काढायचं तर काय करावं लागेल? We have to multiply the area of strip, that is dA, and square of the distance between these two, that is h square. So h square dA is nothing but it is the moment of inertia of this strip about this free liquid surface. So this moment of inertia of this small strip about the free liquid surface, it can be represented by letter I0. So this integral sign is there. Okay. So the entire moment of area, inertia about the free liquid surface. So instead of writing this part, I can represent it by letter I0. Okay. So this 0 is nothing but it denotes this 0 0 or IO or I0 0 0. This is the axis. Okay. जर एकाच छोट्या स्ट्रिपचा मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया is denoted by letter dA h square or h square dA, then entire surface याच्यावरती जे स्ट्रिप्स आहेत सगळ्या स्ट्रिप्स जर आपण त्याची समेशन केली, then what I am going to get? I will get the moment of inertia of the entire surface about this axis 0 0, right? So instead of writing this integral h square dA, I will write here this symbol I0. So this capital M will be equal to this gamma will come here as it is, and instead of writing this integral h square dA, I will write here I0. Okay. From equation 3 and equation 5. Equation 3 त्या ठिकाणी आपण लिहिली होती M is equal to PH star. So that was equation. This equation was for the finding the moment of the resultant force, right? That is the equation number 3. What is equation number 5? Equation number 5 is M is equal to gamma into I0. From this equation number 3 and equation number 5, what I can write? PH star is equal to this gamma I0. So this equation I can write here. PH star is equal to gamma I0. Now, by parallel axis theorem, now here there is another equation or the theorem that we have to use here. We have to take the help of it to derive this equation. What this parallel axis theorem says, I0 is equal to Iz plus AH bar square. So this parallel axis theorem I will first of all explain you here. Suppose this is the object, right? And this is the axis about which this Iz is nothing but I0 is nothing but it is the moment of inertia of this area about this axis. This is denoted by letter H star, H bar, right? This is the distance between these two, and this is the capital A is the area of this, right? So parallel axis theorem says that the moment of inertia about this axis of this area, it must be equal to the moment of inertia about the axis passing through the center of gravity. Okay, यातून पास होणारा जो axis आहे, which is denoted by letter I, you can say ZZ, or the moment of inertia about this axis is denoted by letter Iz. Okay, are you getting my point? This Iz plus, okay, this is I0. This I0, this moment of inertia about this axis, it must be equal to the moment of inertia about the parallel axis passing through the CG of the body, that is I0, plus this product of h square into area. Okay, h square into A, h bar square into U. So this is the parallel axis theorem. Okay, ते आपण या ठिकाणी वापरून ही इक्वेशन आपण या ठिकाणी लिहिली. Now, instead of writing I0, what I will write now? I will write this part here. So gamma, now here simultaneously two things have been performed here, two steps. Instead of this P, I have written here gamma AH bar. हे आपण डेरिवेशन केले मागच्या याच्यामध्ये. Gamma AH bar, P is nothing but it is the total pressure, which is represented by letter gamma AH bar. So this H star will be as it is, and instead of this gamma will be as it is here, and instead of this I0, I will write here this part, okay, which has come from the parallel axis theorem. Now this H star, it will remain as it is here. This gamma will get cancelled. Okay, this AH bar, it will go here on this RHS side. H star will remain here, and after dividing this part, IZ upon AH bar, and here also we have to divide by AH bar. So this IZ upon AH bar, it will remain as it is here, and from this part, this area will get cancelled. This 1H bar, it will cancel with this square, and you will get the final equation. H star is equal to IZ upon AH bar. I will get the equation IZ upon AH bar plus H bar. So this is our final equation for the center of pressure. Okay, so time is over. I will take your attendance quickly and then you can leave the session.